I don't know anything about this benchmark, apart from the fact that it exists, and I only know it exists because I saw it linked on Twitter this morning. I did not watch the letter from the producer live. Was it 80? Which we had... Was it yesterday, day before? I think it was the day before. I don't know, because I've been busy. So busy. So... I know nothing about it. I'm going to take a look at the settings because obviously I'm assuming this includes the graphics update stuff. It's certainly a bigger, I think, file size than it previously has been. So I want to see what new graphics options and settings there are. Let's ignore character creation. We'll look at that in a second. Let's take a look at settings. So we've got basic settings, upscaling. They've added DLSS in. Well, I mean, that's about time, isn't it? Really? Though, to be fair, it's over a decade old, this engine, so. And we've got dynamic resolution. Now, in FF14 as it stands, I can get reasonably comfortably 110 to 150 plus FPS at 4K with my 4080 Super. Interesting that this is on by default. In fact, can you turn it off? Interesting. So 3D resolution scaling's only for FSR. Oh, and it says there, dynamic grass interaction, LOD on distant objects. Not super worried about LOD on distant objects. What else have we got? Real-time reflections. New anti-aliasing options. Disabled when upscaling set to FSS, to DLSS. What's TSCMAA? What the hell is TSCMAA? Is that some kind of temporal? Temporally stable, conservative, morphological anti-aliasing. Okay. Plus TSCMAA plus camera jitter. Why would I want to introduce camera jitter? FXAA is what we've had forever. It's the one that makes everything ever so slightly blurry that people don't like. And then there's off. Well, I'm going to see what this is like with DLSS, first of all. So we'll ignore that for now. Transparent lighting quality, grass quality. Fairly straightforward. Parallax occlusion. This is the thing that makes the ground wibbly, isn't it? Which I dislike. Shadows. Use low detail models on character shadows. No. Shadow resolution hasn't changed. Shadow cascading, same as before. Shadow softening. Interesting. I'm just going to put everything on max. Texture resolution normal. Anisotropic filtering 16 times. Interesting that that's only set to 8. GTAO. What is GTAO? I know what GTFO is. GTAO is Grand Theft Auto Online. Ground truth-based ambient occlusion. It's been around a while by the look of it, but I don't actually know anything about it. I assume, because this is the way they tend to have done it beforehand, the higher up in a list it is, the better it is. But these pictures are so small as to be not massively useful anyway. Enable depth of field, yeah, that's fine. All the shadows, so on and so forth. We'll keep that as is for now. Okay. Dynamic grass interaction. As in, it moves when you move through it, I assume. Right, let's check out character creation. I'm assuming FemHroth is in this. That's really small. Is there anything we can do about HUD size in this? There's not really, is there? Okay. Didn't there used to be a shortcut that we could use? Was it Control and Home, or does that... Because there's a setting for actual resolution, isn't there, for UI in the normal settings? Pre-made... Midlander. Oh god, it's got all my old characters at least. Like, all my old characters. Where's my current? That's not my current. That's my current. Why are you wearing that, Demajen? Ooh, level 100 job-specific gear. Man, it's almost like we've got some texture detail. And our hair doesn't look like absolute ass. So already 5 stars from me. Let's go with character creation anyway. Let's load appearance data because why not? Oh no, that's the Midlander version. That's the Ellison version. Oh god, these are all horrendously. Demographic Era 2019. Clearly what I called this. The way the sheen works on the hair. I mean, these are very clearly much higher resolution textures. But it's the lighting more than anything else that really makes things obvious that things have changed. Let's go into game. Yeah, that definitely looks a lot clearer. The texture on the ears is still ever so slightly flat. Texture on the rocks is much higher resolution. It's still got the unfortunately bumpy ground, but yeah, it is what it is. There's a general sense of things being... Clouds are nice. Things being a little bit more saturated than they have done before, which is good because it means that I don't need to faff around with any reshade filters. I actually stopped using reshade a little while ago because I was starting to get a bit annoyed with it. Self shadows are still a little bit meh. Let's cancel out of that and let's take a look at female Hrothgar. We've got the Lost and the Hellions. This is not going to be me looking at all of the options, by the way. I'm just going to take that's about my height, 194-ish centimeters. We have got a very conservative bust size slider. Tail shape. That just looks like a pipe. Tail length. Not a huge difference in that. Right, face options. The fur is particularly nicely done. I'm so sneezy today, I do apologise. Skin colours. Yes. That's vile. That's awful. Definite sense of them going with more of a muted palette by the look of it. Hairstyle options. That's quite nice. I like the spirals. Is that the same one but with an additional forelock? Yes, it is. That's an interesting bun. Not a huge number of options there, but again, it doesn't take into account all the ones that you've unlocked. I'm hoping that these will have normal hairstyles, but you never know. So, fur colour is actually markings. Okay, that does our actual hair with it. So, skin colour is the dark. Fur colour, 2 different sorts. Okay. Jaw. Reasonably limited, as they've always tended to be. And character creation in FF14 is, generally speaking, quite limited. Iris size. Don't know why anybody would have anything else. Oh, it colours their whole eyes. Okay, that's different. Also, I like the kind of sheen that we are getting on them. To find somewhere we're actually getting some half decent light. So actually, one of the differences with the change in lighting engine is how that actually affects things. So we can have some proper glowy cat's eyes. Good old eyebrow options. Actually changes the nature of the forehead and stretches the markings. Nose types. They look like from the front. There's generally so little. That's the big long one, isn't it? That's very beaky. Very beaky indeed. Fang length. Okay. That probably looks better when the mouth is open. Facial features. Okay, we can add furry caps to the ears. And ear ring accessory type things. I can't even tell what that's doing. That's adding actual eyebrows on, which is not a default. We can take the tattoos off. Not many in the way of options there, but, you know. Face paints. Come on, you gotta. Face paint colour. What are the voices like? Why have you got glowy sword? Oh, those are attack sounds. This interface looks different. I don't know whether it looks different just because it's smaller than I'm used to or what. I couldn't tell you whether any of these voices are... I assume they're different to the other races' voices. Yeah, okay. So we got some options, limited as they are. The amount of hair is unfortunately low. Ooh. I haven't done this raid yet. I'm so far behind. That's cool looking armor though. I mean, the sparkly stuff on the back is maybe a bit much. That's nice as well. What's that? The Eden Morn gear. A lot of these aren't seeming familiar, but again, most of the stuff in the game I did as a tank. And this is going to be for Viper, isn't it? Which means it's going to share with... It's Ninja, isn't it? That it's sharing with. So... The leather texture, though, is very nice indeed. This is a little bit like what my character actually appears as in game right now. Because as I said, I've done the obvious event. Let's take a look at the actual benchmark, I guess, because I haven't seen this at all. See what score I get. They've done something with the wave effect, I think. The shadows are still quite flickery. I was really hoping that they'd have fixed that. That water is very clear. Very clear. Official benchmark. Now loading. I have a map. And a compass. I'm utterly lost. Ooh, that's pretty. New-ish enemies? This is the company chocobo. Yeah, animation showing off. What the? Very lush, very green, lots of foliage density. Ooh, look at that rock texture. How good. It's one of the big battles. I'm not going to try and figure out what the new abilities are because I don't know any of the jobs well enough to tell you whether something is new or not. The new water reflections look very nice indeed. Whee! That's a giant snake. Is this the battle theme remix, or is this... That's Machinist Find a Buzzsaw. That's the Ninja AoE. Although that was... That looks more lightning-y than fire. Yeah. It's still very obviously FF14, but just a bit crisper. And I think that's very much what they needed to do. Fishing, mining, smithing. Yeah, the geometry detail, those flagstones look very nice indeed. That Kryl. Hi, Kryl. And Princess What's-Her-Face, you've got a plaque. I'm hoping these extra things mean that they're putting a little bit more into actual animation and motion capture. Because we're holding things and moving around as opposed to just... Nice scholar outfits. Oh god. Alpacas. Yeah. This is all... This is all very clearly FF14, but slightly clearer. You know, you wouldn't want the visual identity of the game changed. Oh, this is the dungeon, isn't it? Or is this a zone since there's multiple people? Maybe this is a raid. I don't know. But I really like the color saturation. I think it's just from the extra lighting. Yes, I'm going to try Pictomancer, don't worry. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know whether that's a move that we can currently do or not. Again, because of the lighting engine changes, everything looks... That's a cover mechanic from a warrior. I assume that's the level 3 limits. The metal texture is clearly better as well. Yeah, it's not like they've massively upped the poly count or anything. It's still very clearly a 10-year-old game, but with a new lick of paint. Very high. That's not bad going for a first crack at the benchmark. Obviously, I maxed everything out, but I will tweak it. I would very much have liked the option of having my FPS shown on screen, but didn't. Yeah, that's not bad at all. 11424. That's a lot lower than my previous benchmark. In fact, can I pull up my previous benchmark score? Here we go. This was the score that I got running the Endwalker benchmark back just after I got my 4080 Super. So 18634. 18634 versus 11424. So a definite hit performance-wise, but for a fairly significant uptick, in my opinion, in graphics. Now, obviously, in order to see what things change, I'd have to run the thing over and over and over again. So I'm going to go and have a play with that. I am really intrigued as to what some of these settings do. The shadows didn't seem to have really changed all that much. They still seemed quite flickery. I do not know what the difference in GTA is. And again, until we actually get into game or somebody breaks this down, what the different ambient occlusion settings look like, I don't know what the performance hit is going to be for any of those. Yeah, there's definitely some things that can be fiddled around with. I'm going to have a play for that. But that is my first look / reaction at the benchmark trailer, essentially, or the benchmark in general. Definite sense of improved fidelity. Not by mind-blowing amounts, but for a game that I've been playing since 2010, at this point, it's had a lick of paint. My biggest worry, such as it is that the shadows still look really, really flickery. And I'm wondering if there is anything option-wise that can be done, because I really expected that to have been fixed. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you very much for watching, folks. That has been my look at the FF14 benchmark for Dawntrail. Impressed, generally, but there's a couple of things that I'd like tweaked and or fixed. Also, I quite like that outfit and would like to have it for myself. But to be fair, since I don't really play Ninja, I wonder what the maiming version is like. But it's beautifully detailed. Real. I mean, that looks amazing. You know, that's a definite kind of glow up from previous. The fact that I don't need to install a hair mod just to make my hair look half decent in game. It needs more work than that for me. Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. There's definite work being done. The metal texturing especially has worked quite nicely. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.